Inside Huntsville with Brenda Martin, a conversation with department heads at City Hall on streets, ball fields, public safety, and more. And also with our community partners that add economic security, support education, and enhance the city's quality of life.
Hello, I'm Brenda Martin for Inside Huntsville, and thanks for joining me today. As you know, the purpose of our show is to share with you, our viewing audience, information about our city departments and our community partners. Today, I have the privilege of highlighting a valuable community resource, the Huntsville Botanical Gardens, which is under the direction of Mrs. Paul Steigerwald. Thanks for being here with us, Paula.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's get started because we've got so much to talk about. Now, tell us exactly what's going on out at the Huntsville Botanical Gardens. You've got so much going on there. There's some 250,000 visitors every year, and I mean, what's the drawing card?
Well, as we say, Brenda, there's always something growing on,
That's right.
And we love to hear people say it back to us, but it truly is the case. There's festivals every season on top of wonderful horticulture displays. I'm so proud of our horticulture team that continues to just amaze people with the plants that they put together and the unique setting that they create. So between that and then all of the events that happen year long is the reason people come.
So there's something like every season.
Yes, ma'am. So we have right now, of course, we have the Scarecrow Trail, and then our largest fundraiser and largest draw for folks is the Galaxy of Lights.
Yes.
Created all by volunteers for the benefit of the garden.
That's coming up soon, huh?
Yes, it starts 2 weekends before Thanksgiving with the walking nights.
Great. And you know, the other thing that I like about the garden is that it's a family-oriented place. I mean, it's something for no matter what age you are, there's something there for you.
That's right. There is. It is for all ages. So if there's horticulture that you're particularly interested in, if there are exhibits, we have Botanica that comes up, and of course, Bunny Bonanza for the kids. We have our camps. All kinds of different classes and programs. We've had wreath making going on, of course, during the holiday.
Really?
Yes, and those have been sellouts. So.
Well, I know I have fond memories. My husband and I had our 25th year wedding anniversary there. So, I mean, every time I step on the premises, it just brings back just wonderful memories. And I'm sure that's true of many people in this community.
That's right.
Well, let's talk about the new project that you have coming up. I tell you what, you know, you dream big and you make it happen. Talk about the Welcome Center that's coming up.
Happy to. In true form with the garden, the volunteers that started the garden in 1988 dream no small dreams.
Okay.
And so there were 14 founders, and of course they had this great vision for a world-class garden. They engaged people along the way to make that happen, and I'm proud that I think we have stayed true to that vision. So we have outgrown basically the visitor center that we have now, and we are looking to build a new guest welcome center that will do several things for us. So it has, of course, some additional guest amenities,
Okay.
a new gift shop, a tea room, but it'll also offer special venues for special events. So a carriage house, conservatory.
Talk about that. What's the carriage house? It's for smaller
It is.
activities, or?
It is. And the nice thing, I think what we will have when we finish with the project is basically a venue for any size event.
I love it.
The conservatory is actually the smallest, probably most unique and intimate space. It's just like it sounds, a glass conservatory, very garden-esque, and it'll seat about 40. It would be great for a luncheon. It'd be great for cutting a cake. And it is adjacent to the Great Hall. And the Great Hall is a room that will seat 360 people for dinner overlooking the lake.
Oh.
So I think it'll be very special.
Beautiful. Who's the architect?
Paul Matheny of Matheny Goldman Architects and Interiors.
They're local, aren't they?
They are local,
I love
and
it.
we are so
Okay.
proud that they are.
Yes.
We had several architects come and share ideas with us, and it was a tough decision, but we were pleased to be able to actually share the vision that Paul had for the building. And it's more than a building. I think it's a great way to bring people together.
Together, yes. And they will also be the builder? No, who?
Turner Construction has been selected as our contractor, and they have been working on a design build concept which has helped that whole process. So we're ready to get started.
And of course, while we're talking, my producer will be sharing the video so that our guests can see it. But talk about the benefits of the center as it relates to visitors, staff, and members, the whole community.
Well, overall, of course, we wanted to create something really unique and special, put a new face on the garden. The garden has developed over the years, and the grounds itself are just fabulous. What we were missing was kind of an appropriate face on the garden. So several years ago, of course, we improved the entrance, reusing the columns from the old courthouse at the entrance, dressing up the front, putting in a parking garden, a sustainable parking garden. And all of that was done in preparation for this new guest welcome center.
So this has been in the plans for a while.
This is all part of the master plan.
master plan,
That's
okay.
right. That our board adopted and that we've just continued to develop. And we are debt-free as we progress down this road too.
Are you really?
Yes, so we're very proud of that. So the guest welcome center was focused on certainly the guest and being able to provide some additional amenities, separating some of our revenue opportunities as well as maximizing new ones. So the rental part of the operations of the garden is really very important. Being able to offer venues for people to have special occasions will actually help sustain the garden's operations as we continue to grow the rest of the acreage into beautiful gardens.
Wow. What we're seeing is absolutely beautiful as he's showing it. What are some of the other features of it?
The tea room, of course, is another guest amenity that we will continue to do. We have a kitchen garden right outside of...
Kitchen garden, what is that?
Well, it'll be planted in herbs, and it has a wonderful fountain in it, and we'll be able to do some cooking demonstrations in the carriage house. The carriage house itself is a little bit more informal venue, has big, almost, carriage house doors, big wooden doors that open up to give you a cross breeze, and a concrete floor and open beams and that kind of thing. I think people will really enjoy that setting.
Now, when do you anticipate the groundbreaking?
Groundbreaking is going to happen in January of 2016, actually January 20th. We are ready to make this happen.
You have already got a date and everything.
Well, we work around Galaxy. Galaxy is such an important part of the garden's operating budget that we wanted to make sure that we were secure with that funding.
Okay.
And so we will break ground, yes, in the cold of the winter. So,
yes. You're a nonprofit too, and I wanted to make sure that our viewing audience understood that as well.
That's right. We are a private nonprofit. We do get some of funding from the city, and we appreciate that so much, but we are a private nonprofit, so we are charged with basically raising our own revenue. That's why things like Galaxy and that facility rental is so important to us.
Yes. Do you get a lot of people to come out and rent the various facilities that you have now?
Yes, and of course we encourage people to do that because we say, why buy flowers when you can have a garden?
That's so true.
Right? That's right.
And have your activity right there.
Exactly.
That's so true
Exactly.
because, now that I think about it, we had our anniversary in the Rose Garden.
One of the things that we are excited about as well is the new celebration garden.
What's that?
It'll be located right by the lake as well.
Okay.
And we wanted to make sure that we could seat 350 just like we could inside. So that celebration garden just promises to be a beautiful venue for outdoor events.
Oh my goodness. So you will probably finish up around 2017?
The contractor has assured us that they will be out of the way for Galaxy of 16, but we will not be complete necessarily.
Okay.
We plan to rent the facilities begin, they will be available in spring of 17.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. When could people, when will you begin accepting reservations? So it would be the spring of 2017.
In spring of 2017, the facilities will be available. In spring of 2016, we will begin to accept the reservations.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good, good, good. Well, now, how can our citizens participate in the various things?
You know, one of the successes of the garden has been because it is the community's garden. Even when the board came up with the plan and adopted the new master plan, one of the things that we said when people asked, when are you going to build that? And we said, when you want us to. So it's all about participation. It's all about supporting the garden. And it is the community's garden. So all donations, I think, just make people feel a part of it. Size does not matter.
Okay.
And so it really is the community's garden. And, you know, we just encourage everyone to look for a way that they can get involved.
Yes.
They may be volunteering, which is very valuable to us.
Let's talk about that. Your volunteers, you've got, what did you say, 1,900?
1,900 that we've counted. They're everywhere, Brenda.
Oh my goodness.
And they do everything. We are a small staff, and the garden could not be where it is today without our volunteers. They are virtually in every aspect of
Very dedicated
Yes.
people, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Now, okay, the center, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but the building, the administrative building and where the gift shop is, what will you do with that facility?
Oh, thank you. That's, of course, it's very well used right now.
Yes.
We are also out of space for offices, so that we can continue to expand events and our programming. We will transform that gift shop into some additional offices, and then the classroom space that we have upstairs, we will convert to an ongoing volunteer center. When you've got 1,900 volunteers, they need a place to be able to meet and organize and take care of themselves as well.
Yes.
And so we are so overdue to be able to offer that to our volunteers.
Well, now, Paula, is there a manager or a president of the volunteers as such?
Oh, we always say the volunteers are in charge.
Okay.
Even when people say I'm in charge of the garden, I say, oh, not really. But we are grateful for all of the ownership that they have. We do have a volunteer coordinator that helps align some of the volunteer tasks and some of the things when someone just comes as an individual and says, I would like to help with the pansy planting.
Right, yes.
She makes that happen.
What's, while I'm thinking of it, what's the telephone number that people can call and the website, if you will, if people are interested? We'd like to give that information to them.
Thank you. The website is hsvbg.org. So that's Huntsville Botanical Garden.org, hsvbg.org. And the phone number is 830-4447.
Okay, because I'm sure people seeing the show will say, you know what, maybe that's something I'd like to do.
It's a great place to be involved.
You know, it's soothing, it's beautiful. And now let's talk a little bit about the Galaxy, because that's coming up real soon. That started how long ago?
Oh goodness, we are celebrating our 20th year this year.
Are you serious?
Yes. So,
Oh my.
you know, in true form, it started because volunteers wanted it to happen. And it was headed by a group of retired engineers.
Okay.
And then there is always a guild representative that she kind of takes control of the guys and makes sure some of those things happen every year that kind of make it special and new.
Yes.
But they have new exhibits. They always
Every
have.
year there seems to be
That's right.
something
That's
something
right.
new.
So we are so blessed, and they run it like a business.
Yes.
In true engineer form,
Okay.
they use a 5-year budget, a scope of work always, and they just have great standards
And
for
that's
us all.
probably something that they do year round. I mean, this is not something that they can begin working on in the fall.
No, Brenda, they do work year round.
Yeah.
So there's a team of about 30. There's a
Okay.
warehouse manager, there's a crew chief, there's an electrician, there's a sign manager. Anyway, there's a whole crew of just very dedicated gentlemen that work, and ladies, that work all year round. And then there's some setup crew. We get some additional hands when it comes time in September to actually begin to install.
So now, this will start. Do you know the date that the walkthrough will start?
It's 2 weekends. It's always 2 weekends before Thanksgiving.
2
and we
weekends
start
before,
those
okay.
Friday night, 2
Okay.
weekends before Thanksgiving.
And usually you have that Friday night a walkthrough, is that correct?
Oh yes, both weekends before Thanksgiving are walkthroughs. Those Monday nights before Thanksgiving are with dogs, so you can walk
Okay.
through with your dog as well, and that's always a family favorite time.
Yes. Now, what about individuals who might want to add an exhibit? Who would they contact, and how would they go about that?
Well, there's sponsored displays, and those are made available by calling Amy Hamilton.
I see.
At the garden.
At the gardens.
That's right. And there are a few left available, but not many. We also, of course, are always looking for volunteers to help us with some of those evenings.
Is that right? Yes.
And there's not many of those left either, but it's just a fun thing to be involved with.
Yes. Well, we're so excited that we have the gardens here in Huntsville. Now, let's talk a little bit about, I've only got a few more minutes. One thing I thought about is let's talk a little bit about the butterfly house.
Oh yes, we're so proud of the Butterfly House. We opened that in 2006 along with the Children's Garden, and that really was a game changer for the garden. At 9,000 square foot open air, and the idea was to be able to plant it with native plants to attract native butterflies. And that was so that if you wanted to attract butterflies to your own backyard, you would know exactly how to do it in our climate.
Okay.
So at any time we have about, any place from 1,500 to 2,000 butterflies, and it's seasonal. So it opens in May and goes through October or the first freeze.
Okay, good. One of the other things I meant to mention or ask you, do you have any more naming opportunities for the new facility?
We do. We have, and they're at all different levels, starting with the building itself, and we will continue to develop those. So they are at all ranges, and we're doing a special piece that is for members that have been members for 20 or more years. And there's a special little wall that we're developing for them to have that opportunity as well.
Yes.
More details to come.
To come?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll let us know about.
Absolutely. But there
Okay.
are levels available now from at that very high level to 25,000 and less.
And less, okay.
And so, but again, that list will continue to be updated.
And so if someone was interested to find out if they could be a part of that, what would they do? Call that phone number or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And, any day there are shrubs available as naming opportunities, trees available, benches available.
Benches,
and so those are at $500, $1,000, and $5,000 respectively.
Yes. Okay. Good to know. Good to. What are you most proud about in terms of this this project? I know it's a lot. I mean, just looking at the overview, it's just beautiful.
Brenda, I think it is a beautiful building, but it is really just a building. I think what it will do for the community, and is our ability to attract more people, and tourism is so important to the area, and I think it'll be good for the community. But I think it also just brings people to a beautiful place. And, we have seen that over the years on how special the garden is to so many.
Yes.
And it's really just about sharing it with more.
Well, we're so excited. Can't wait. We will definitely be there for the groundbreaking.
Great. Thank you, Brenda.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being here. And my producer is signaling me that our time is short, but thanks for sharing this exciting news with us. My guest today has been Paul Steigerwald, President and CEO of the Huntsville Botanical Gardens. You can get more information about the gardens at 256-830-4447 or online at www.hsvbg.org. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Brenda Martin for Inside Huntsville. Have a great day.